Hello there, I'm Mrs. Millie and this is Plum.
Hello!
Welcome to Kids Cooking School. We are so glad that you are here.
Yeah! Mrs. Millie, I have a joke for you. Why did the cookie go to the doctor?
Why?
Because he felt crummy.
Speaking of cookies, today we're going to be making cake mix cookies.
Yum! I'm pretty sure we need to cook cookies, right? We don't want raw cookies.
That's right, it is in the name, cookies. So we will be using the oven today. So make sure you have a grown-up around and always ask permission before you make anything.
Being safe is the most important thing.
Now let's begin. Today I have my friend Grant here to help us out.
Hi, Grant. What do we need to make cake mix cookies? I think I know one ingredient. A cake mix?
That's exactly right. We need a cake mix, 2 large eggs, vegetable oil or canola oil, and 1 cup of mix-in ingredients. We're using chocolate chips today, but you can use any type of mix-ins you want. M&Ms, Reese's Pieces, white chocolate chips, confetti chips, butterscotch chips. Get creative, whatever kind you want. You can also put in sprinkles.
Wow, that sounds great. I bet you could use Halloween candy to make them too.
That's right.
Mrs. Millie, when I went to the store, there were lots and lots of different kinds of cake mixes. How do you know which ones to use?
You can use any kind of cake mix. You can use chocolate, strawberry, carrot cake. The combination is limitless. Get creative and try different kinds.
How fun! What do we do first?
First, we're going to turn our oven on to 350 degrees Fahrenheit.
Because we want the oven to get nice and warm before we put the cookies in.
That's right. Next, we're going to open up our cake mix and dump it into our large mixing bowl.
We can use scissors to cut open the bag. If we rip it open, it could explode!
That's right. That's actually happened to me before. Next, we're going to crack our eggs into a small bowl and pour them in one at a time.
Why do we want to put them in a small bowl instead of straight into the big bowl?
Because sometimes when we crack our eggs, sometimes we can get shells in there, or maybe the egg has gone bad. And if we put it into a small bowl first, it's a lot easier to get the shell out of a small bowl instead of our big mixture. And if it's bad, then we can just throw it away and the whole thing won't be messed up.
That's a good idea. I never thought of that.
I'll take that. Okay. And then we wash our hands. And now we're going to pour the eggs in. Grant, do you want to help Plum pour it in?
Okay.
Good job.
Eggs, check. Cake mix, check. Now what?
Now we're going to do a ½ cup of vegetable oil or canola oil.
Well, it is a liquid because we can pour it, so that means we use a liquid measuring cup.
That's right, we're going to use a liquid measuring cup to measure our oil. Plum, can you be our eyes and tell us when to stop?
Okay. Okay, stop.
Now we pour the oil in and we stir it. Plum, do you want to stir it first?
I love mixing, so yes, please. Mix, 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 mix.
Good job, Plum. Let's have Grant try it now. delicious cookies.
Yum, yum, yum. I can't wait. What do we do after it is all mixed?
After the batter is all mixed, we're going to add 1 cup of our mix-ins. So today we're using chocolate chips. Plum, do you know what kind of measuring cup we need to use for this?
Well, these are more solid, so we use a regular measuring cup.
That's right. We're just going to use our normal measuring cup this time. Plum, do you want to help Grant pour it in?
Of course. Now do we mix them again?
Now we mix it again. We need to take a sheet pan and line it with either parchment paper or a silicone mat.
It's all mixed. Do we make them into cookies now?
Yes, we are going to make them into cookies. So we can use either a cookie scoop, like this one, where you just scoop it and then squeeze it onto the pan. Or if you don't have one of these, you can also just use 2 spoons.
Let's do the scoop first. That sounds fun.
Sounds good. To do the scoop, we scoop a bunch of batter so that it is filling up the whole scoop. Then we scrape off the tops so that we can get cookies that are about the same size. Then we bring it over to our pan and push on it and make the lever release the cookie onto the pan. Sometimes it gets a little sticky and you might have to use your finger to get it all the way out.
How many cookies can we fit on a pan?
It really depends on your pan. For our pan, we usually do 4x4 or sometimes 4x5. With cookie sheets that are smaller, you could probably do 3x4. You want to leave some space because the cookies will get wider and expand, and you want them to stay as separated as possible.
How do we scoop them with 2 spoons?
This way is a little bit harder to get them all the same size, so you are going to have to use your eyes to check if they are close to the same size. We use 1 spoon to scoop some batter, and then we use the other spoon to gently take it off of the spoon and onto the pan, and make it as much into a ball shape as we can. It doesn't need to be perfect because as it cooks, it will expand. But it's good to at least start in a round shape. Use smaller spoons so that you don't get cookie scoops that are too big.
Our pan is all full. Do we put them in the oven now?
Yep, we are going to put them in the oven and set our timer for 9 minutes to check and see if they are done.
How do we know if they are done or not?
First, if it's a light colored cake, the edges will be very light brown, almost so light that you can't see it. Also, you don't want the middle to look gooey. You can very lightly touch the top of the cookie to see if it stays together. If it isn't quite done, close the oven again and set the timer for 1 more minute.
We need to have a safe place to put the hot pan, right? We take hot pads and put them on the counter so that we can be ready when they are done.
You are exactly right.
I think these look done. Now what do we do?
Now we take them out of the oven and put them on our hot pads. We wait just a minute or 2, and then we are going to carefully use a spatula to get the cookies off the pan and onto a cooling rack. If there is still more mix, then you can scoop more cookies onto the pan and put them in the oven and set the timer again for 9 minutes. And just repeat this process until all the cookie dough is cooked.
Yum! I bet these will be really hot though. It is probably good to wait a bit before we eat them.
That's right. They will be very hot when they first come out, especially the chocolate chips. So wait a few minutes before you eat them, but then once they're cool, you can enjoy.
Or you can blow on them. Can I eat them now?
Yes, let's eat.
Thanks for joining us.
Remember, the more you practice, the better you will get.
And it's okay to make mistakes. Just keep trying and every time will get a little bit easier.
If If you liked this video, hit the thumbs up button. And if you want to see our future videos, hit the subscribe button.
It's the big red rectangle.
If you make any of our creations or want to connect with us, have your parents tag us on Instagram at Kids Cooking School. We're also on Facebook.
We would love to see what you are making and practicing. Now go make something tasty.